Hollow Knight Silksong releases tomorrow, and it's hiding something.
Your keys?
No, something far more sinister.
Your wallet?
There are some strange goings-on in terms of the pre-launch buzz of Silksong, from the reporting of Jason Schreier to Team Cherry reusing the same demo of the game at Gamescom as the one they used in 2019. So join me in the green screen of speculation. This one. Right here. First, allow me to explain why I think Hollow Knight Silksong is hiding something, and this all comes down to 3 points which form an interconnecting web. Here we have the Schreier report, then we have the case of the missing review copy, and finally we have, Fly John?
Hello!
Sorry, it's actually the Gamescom demo. Between all these, though, are the threads that form this web, from the game's strange presence at Gamescom to journalistic silence, all the way to Team Cherry's secrecy about every detail of the game. But now, let's head back to the Blurbs room.
Oh, I teleported to the wrong place.
First is Schreier's report, which came quickly after the game's release date announcement at Gamescom. It's not that the report was bad in any sense, it's that all the report really broke down was the fact that the developers took their time to make the game because they were having a lot of fun. "We've been having fun," Gibson told Bloomberg, and while this is true, it seems weird that they would go on to create all this content, and somehow in the trailer the content is stated to be 40 bosses, which is less than the original Hollow Knight, and 200 enemies, which is only around 30 to 40 more. And this game took far longer to develop, as Hollow Knight only took around 3 years to make. I mean, maybe it's down to polish, but it all seems strange. Oh. But next in the web, the case of the missing review copy. There is, as I stated, no review copy being sent out to journalists before the launch of the game on the 4th. This makes some sense for Silksong, as the game's so big that they don't really need journalists to cover it, but it does lend to the idea that there's something here that Team Cherry doesn't want getting out. Some insane details, some crazy story beats, or even something far bigger.
Like me?
Yes, like you. It is incredibly rare for review copies to not be sent out before a game's launch, and typically the times it does happen is when a game is bad or underbaked. Cyberpunk 2077, Redfall, Anthem, they all had either late releases to their review embargo or limits placed on review copies. But I don't think Silksong is going to be a bad game. I trust Team Cherry and think they're one of the best indie developers on the scene, so I think it's something else. The last thing to mention is probably the least significant, but it is strange. The demo used at the 2025 Gamescom showcase of Silksong for the most part was the same one used at the 2019 Gamescom showcase, with changes being to the base gameplay and graphics, something that naturally could be accounted for in small tweaks and a console upgrade. They didn't show off anything new. The areas were the same, the bosses were the same, the mechanics for the most part were the same. There could be a lot of different reasons for this, but regardless, it's definitely unusual. So what are they hiding? I have no idea. It could be something in the vein of a Metal Gear Solid 2 switcheroo where Snake wasn't the main character. It could be that the game is far larger than they've let on. It could be an entire mechanical change, a graphical change, the addition of co-op, a switch in perspective, or maybe it's a first-person hero shooter. And if that's the case, we jump. But go ahead, don't trust me. Seriously, don't. I've been hit in the head a few too many times to be a reliable source of speculation. I'm now slightly less reliable. It's pretty likely that there's nothing going on with Hollow Knight Silksong, that they're hiding stuff just to keep the entire community as spoiler-free as possible so that everyone can go in fresh and enjoy it the same way. It's likely that it'll be a perfectly normal sequel with a ton of content that the developers worked hard on and that we will all enjoy. But that's no fun! My time to create wild speculation about Hollow Knight Silksong is coming to an end, and I have to get it out of my system! What if it's a battle royale? What if it's co-op? What if it's in 3D? What if it's 3D's not? Oh wow, I really lost it back there. Anyway, Hollow Knight Silksong comes out tomorrow, and we'll find out what's been going on with all this weirdness. Or we won't, and I'll continue my lifelong streak of looking like an absolute fool. Okay, goodbye! Bye-bye now.